Oh, it's a good one today, fellas. Number 65.
All good.
Favorite NFL quarterbacks.
Wow, that is
His
good.
favorite doesn't mean best.
Favorite
right.
NFL
Favorite
quarterbacks.
NFL quarterbacks does not mean the best.
These are our favorite NFL quarterbacks.
favorite.
Wow.
So glad Abdallah's missing this, by the way.
Right. Well, don't worry. He'll chime in.
Wow.
Don't
Yeah,
you
he'll
worry
chime in.
about him.
Don't you worry.
Holy cow, is this a good
This
one?
one
Yeah,
I
this
like.
is this is good. I like this.
This guy never got any respect, but was one hell of a quarterback.
I got my list, dude. I already know it.
Look how quick it is.
I
Carl.
got it.
Already.
I got
Wow.
it. I got my list. I got it. You ready?
Yeah,
I got
go
it.
ahead.
Here we go.
Yeah, go for it.
Number 1 on my list. I'm sorry, number 5, excuse me, 5-1. Number 5 on my list is Peyton Manning. Who doesn't love Peyton Manning?
Right
Old
here.
Goober, as
He
your-
would be
I
on
know,
my
he-
top 100
It's
favorite
on
ones.
Jurko's nerves.
Best quarterbacks, he'd be up there.
He
but
was
not-
so good, and he's funny. He's good on
Yeah.
SNL and stuff. Peyton Manning. Number 4, he's probably the GOAT, but he's not number 1 on my list. Tom Brady's number 4.
Okay.
Number 3 would be Jurko's former teammate, Dan Marino, for so
Danny.
many reasons.
I love Dante.
He was one of the original true, nobody was throwing for 4,000 yards. Nobody was throwing 45 touchdown passes before Dan Marino came along with the good looks and the hair and the
Good-looking
TV and the
Italian kid.
movies. Good-looking
With
Italian
the
kid.
perm. I mean, come on.
How do you not love Dante?
He was pulling it all off.
Dan Marino, number 3, and it reminds me of my youth, Jurko.
Yes,
you know?
it sure does.
Number 2 on my list would be a guy that's currently playing right now, Patrick Mahomes. How do you not love him? I wish he was a Bear.
He's your favorite.
Well, no, he's number 2. Number 1,
He's on your list of top 5 favorites.
he's on the list of my top 5 favorites. And number 1 is only, if you grew up in the 80s, it doesn't matter if you were a Niner fan or not, really.
Oh.
It's Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
I mean, look, he stuck it to the Bears a couple of times.
he did,
Including
didn't
88. But, I mean, come on. It's got to
Stuck
be
it
Joe
right to
Cool.
him,
We
yeah.
adored him. And when any time you were playing football with your friends, when it was time to be on offense, you wanted to be one of 2 people. You wanted to be Walter Payton or you wanted to be Joe Montana. Maybe
That's it.
Jerry Rice, but you were one of those 2 guys. That was it. It's Joe Montana, number 1.
All right, fellas, who's up over there?
You ready? You have your list, Jerk, or no? You want me to go? I can go.
I've got a list. But
Okay.
Mine truly are my favorites.
Yeah, same.
They're
same.
not ranked, you know,
Yes.
they're nowhere near the top.
Yeah, okay, I get you. I get what you're saying.
So
You
if
got
you
some
want-
guys. You got Craig Krenzel on the
If
list.
you want
Yeah.
me to go, I am
gotcha.
ready. You ready?
No, I'm ready. Here
All
we
right,
go.
there you go.
Do it, Chris.
5. My list is going to show my age. That
Okay.
I am a elder millennial.
Okay.
Number 5, Warren Moon.
That is a great call.
Really enjoyed those uniforms. I enjoyed Warren Moon as a quarterback. Number 4, give me John Elway.
Okay. Love them.
Number 3, I will select a young Tom Brady.
Young
Oh,
Tom
young.
As
Brady.
he got older, he annoyed the crap out of me.
A little bit.
I don't really, but young Tom Brady, game manager, guy with the moxie, I really enjoyed that player.
Probably why he's 4 on my list and not higher. You're right.
Yeah,
Because it was
right.
by the end, it was like, all right, enough, Tom.
Yeah.
And enough Botox and
exactly.
everything else.
Yeah. Number 2, Dan Marino.
Good. Nice, Chris.
He's clearly the best quarterback to ever live. He just never won a Super Bowl, so people
I
don't
love it,
talk about it
Chris.
as much.
I love it.
And number 1, my absolute number 1 favorite player, Steve Young.
Oh, that's a good one.
Steve Young was my favorite.
Steve Young, excellent call.
Running quarterback.
Yeah,
too.
running
yeah.
quarterback, left-handed. I
Out of
like.
Brigham Young.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Loved it.
Love the list. Good
Kenny
list.
Six-Pack. You ready?
Am I Kenny Sixpack? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny Sixpack.
His name's not Kenny, you know. But.
The pack you got, not
Kevin
the other
Z-Pack,
2.
Kenny Sixpack. It sounds
close.
Yeah.
But I am ready if you were indeed talking to me.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, Chris is much older than I am, but our lists are going to have a little bit of crossover here. I've got Steve Young on my list as well.
Number 5?
They're in no particular order.
Come on,
You
you're
gotta
not playing
order
the
it.
game.
It's a
You have
part
to
of the
order it.
list.
Z-Pack.
I mean,
You
All right,
gotta it's a list.
Can I
for
go
a
in
reason.
reverse order?
Come on,
'Cause
Kenny
Steve Young,
Sixpack.
Steve Young,
Steve
number
Young was
1?
the first one I wrote
All
down.
right, Steve Young, you're going in reverse.
I'll
That's
go in
fine.
reverse order. When I was a child, I was enamored with Cordell Stewart. I thought he was very entertaining to me as a youngster.
I was not
Slash.
expecting that.
Yeah. Also, more of a nostalgic thing here, Steve McNair, both
Okay.
collegiately and then also in the NFL. Loved watching him play for the
I
Titans.
like it. Nothing wrong with that.
For whatever reason, I was a big fan of Mark Brunell. Got Mark Brunell on my
Mark
top
Brunell.
5 favorite
Teammate.
quarterback list.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with a Mark Brunell. And I had to include this one because it's favorite. It's not best. I've only seen the Bears in my life play in one Super Bowl. Rex Grossman on my list of favorite NFL quarterbacks.
We might have to drag him outside and beat the you-know-what out of him.
Rexy.
Grossman had some moments, guys.
Not many.
Yes. Hell yes, he
Hell
did.
of a nice guy.
All righty.
All right, Eric, let's hear it.
That was a doozy.
He had Cordell Stewart and Rex Grossman on his list.
Yeah,
all
old
right.
Kenneth Sickback.
That's
we love
truly
it.
his favorite.
All right, number 5 on my list was a teammate of his up in Green Bay, and he wasn't the quarterback anybody would think about. He went to the University of Notre Dame. Blair Keel. Wow. Blair Keel, that's right. Number 4. He's a Houston Oiler.
War Moon.
Dan Pastorini.
Dan Pastorini.
Awesome. Now, these are quarterbacks of my youth that I love to watch.
That's great.
It's good.
Number 3 on this list, they called him the greatest short quarterback that ever played.
Fran Tarkenton.
The shortest, greatest quarterback that ever played for the Dallas Texans.
Oh.
Eddie LeBaron.
Eddie LeBaron.
Eddie LeBaron.
Wow.
Number 2 on this list, he's the original number 7. He was a lot better than he actually was because he played on some bad Baltimore Colts teams. Burt Jones.
Holy cow.
Burt
And
Jones.
This is a
number 1.
great list.
Number 1 on this list, they called him Sly. He was a southpaw. Smooth as silk with long, freaky hair.
Yes.
Kenny Stabler. Part of the original Outlaws with the Raiders. Congratulations, guys.
Oh, congrats.
We got a married couple. Well, not
Beautiful.
married yet. They're going to be married
gonna
up
be
here.
married soon.
Let's get up in the picture, guys.
Should we crash the picture?
Yeah, crash the picture. Make sure we get in there. You know, we love it this time of the year when all the couples that are about to be married, that are engaged, get dressed to the nines.
look
Come on
beautiful.
down in front of the Chicago Theater. Come by to say hello.
I
Good
like
for
your
you
list,
kids.
Yerk. I like the inclusion of Stabler and
Oh,
Pastorini
absolutely.
especially.
Let me see the engagement ring. What's that bad boy look like? Oh, he spent some money, Carl.
Did he? Let's
Yeah,
see.
did you see that diamond? My, oh, my. Take a look. Can I see the ring? Can I see the ring?
Wait,
the ring?
they're not
They
listening.
can't hear us.
No,
Will
he's
somebody
walking
turn
away.
us up here?
It's a nice dress.
No wonder nobody can hear us.
Do you guys remember back in the early 90s, they had the quarterback competitions?
Yes.
Yes.
That was good.
It was
That
good.
was fun.
It was good.
They still do them. They tried to advance them a little bit.
I like when they had to hit the moving target and, you know, like that
And then
stuff.
it was like the big arm who could throw the
Yeah.
farthest.
who had the gun.
That was
I
always a
like
lot
that.
of
Yeah,
fun.
who show off the gun
I
a
think
little
the
bit.
biggest arm ever in the NFL was Jeff George.
Jeff George, probably.
Jeff George could throw the ball.
He could
mile.
throw it.
Yeah.
I mean, Elway had a big arm.
Yeah.
Elway did, yeah.
like Jeff George. Didn't Stan Humphries have a big arm, Yerk? No, am I not remembering
Stan.
correctly?
He always had that.
felt
He had
like
a big
Stan-
brace on his arm, didn't he? When he played, he was always injured.
Did
He played for San Diego in
Yeah.
'93. That's where I remember Stan Humphries from.
I always thought like Stan had a pretty big arm. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Oh,
like
yeah, you're wrong.
Elway, George for sure. Favre had a big arm.
Favre had loved the. Favre used to think he could throw the ball between. He used to think he could throw the ball through a guy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is standing in the way. Don't worry, I'll throw it right through.
I mean,
him.
he could chuck it.
It didn't work. And when he figured things out, it really started to work well.
Brett
for him.
could really sling it. Here, we'll grab a few calls real quick. Let's go
do
to
it.
Jason in Ohio. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, guys. Growing up, Jimmy Mack was my favorite guy, but my favorite quarterback to watch, Randall Cunningham, was just entertaining. I mean, that guy was amazing.
He was. He was a super. He was a
UNLV.
freak out there, Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
UNLV.
Yeah, he was
One of my sacks on Randall Cunningham.
You had a sack on Cunningham. That's pretty good.
Well, only 9.5 of them, Carl, but one of them was there.
Still pretty good. Dave in Crown Point. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey guys, Jurko and me have a total of 9 sacks on Cunningham also. So, hey, if you're going to put Stabler on that list, you got to go with Joe Namath first.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
but not
it's-
my favorite. It
it's
could be
a-
yours, Dave.
Right.
You could have
it's
Namath
your
number
list.
one on
Name
your
it.
list.
I could see.
The
Name
guy I probably slided a little bit, Cardiac Kids, Brian Sipe. Brian
Cleveland?
Sipe, quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. They were always on.
Always.
If the Bears were playing an afternoon game
Yeah.
out on the West Coast, you'd always get the Cleveland somebody game.
Yeah. DJ in Aurora. Go ahead, real quick.
All right, I got 2. Warren Moon, and my other guy was Randall Cunningham. He's my favorite.
Yeah, and Warren Moon was on Chris's list. Warren Moon was great. It was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, good stuff. All right, favorite quarterbacks. We haven't done too many sports things with these lists.
There's a lot of sports stuff on the list, so
Yeah?
we'll get them. It's just we haven't hit.
Well,
We haven't
I
gotten
like
there
that.
yet.
I like that one. It was fun. We'll do the lunch rush coming up next.